let me show you how you can significantly boost your response rates and the number of appointments you book from LinkedIn by sending hyper-personalized DMs and sending a drip campaign to that specific prospect, all with a single click. I'll give you a quick walkthrough of the system and then I'll show you a live demo of what it does. So let's quickly test this out. Actually, before I do that, this is what the workflow looks like. So we're going to pick a profile from this Google Sheet here. I mean, we can set this up to pick it up from a CRM, but just for the purpose of this video, I've set it up to pick it from this Google Sheet right here. Then we're going to gather all of the information about that prospect and dump all of that into this Google Sheet right here. So information like their full name, about section, LinkedIn, email, and we're going to write a hyper-personalized email based on the information that we found in them from LinkedIn. Then we will push all of that data to a CRM and we'll start an email drip campaign with that specific prospect. So let's start that off. So I'll just quickly, while it's doing that, let me just give you a quick walkthrough of what the system is actually doing. So the first part right here is actually where the system is gathering information on that prospect from LinkedIn. So all the information that LinkedIn has on them, information like their about section, their experience, everything that LinkedIn has on them, and you'll actually be shocked like the amount of data that actually pulls. So information like even people that have actually viewed their profile, we'll gather that information as well. It depends, obviously, if you want to use that information. I mean, we're not using it right now, but we're even gathering that level of information on the prospect. It's finished actually enriching that data into our Google Sheet, which should be in the other columns right here. So yeah, the about section is right here, company details, profile. We've obviously not gathered the email address right now because we're just gathering the LinkedIn post and the DM. After that, we'll gather and we'll get their DM. So is just doing the LinkedIn post. Okay, you can see that it's just finished gathering the LinkedIn post. So if we go back to our sheet, so you can see that we've gathered information like the last couple of posts and we've written a hyper-personalized email that seems like you've taken about 30 minutes to research on that prospect before we've sent that DM. But obviously we've actually gathered all of that information within the first couple of minutes. So you can see, let me just show you the information that I was talking about. So you can see all of this information that we found on that prospect. This is what I was talking about. So you can see the information about people that have actually viewed their profile. So it's literally insane. Obviously we're not using that. This is where we gather information about their post. You can see the post text and the actual text of the post and obviously the rest of it. And this is where we're writing information, writing a DM about all the information that we've gathered on them. That's the prompt that I'm using. Your human-like DM writer, but obviously you can change that how you want. This is where we're pushing all of this information to the prompt, and that's what it spits out based on all of this information right here. Then we're finding an email address of that prospect, and we push all of that to a CRM. Let me just quickly give you a walkthrough of, so this is where we're going to populate the details about the prospect, and I've actually set this up to not send information to the CRM because it's actually going to trigger the workflow and send email to that specific prospect. Obviously, I'm just doing this for the purpose of the video, so I don't want to send emails to that prospect. So this is the workflow that is going to kick off. So obviously, I'm just setting this up for the purpose of the video. So it will send the first email nurture sequence, then it will send another one. You obviously want to add a wait time. So maybe it's like, I don't know, delay of a day or 2 days, and then it will send more emails after that. So maybe it's a couple of days after each email that you're sending. Right now, it's going to send one after another, but this is, like I said, I've just set this up to show you for the purpose of this video. But you'll obviously be sending your first email, and then the next couple of days later, you'll send another email, and then maybe a few days later, you'll send a couple of case studies, or I don't know, some clients that you've previously worked with, offers, whatever, you get the point. That's what the workflow is doing. So you can see how we've actually taken a profile from a Google Sheet with a single click. We've gathered information like their profile, their last couple of posts, their about section. Based on all of that information, we've written a hyper-personalized email to the prospect, and then we've pushed all of that data to a CRM, and we've actually started a email drip campaign to that prospect, so we significantly boost our chances of conversion. All of that, like I said, is done in minutes without spending hours researching on a prospect. And that is how you boost your response rates and book more calls, because you're no longer spending hours every day researching on prospects. AI and automation is doing all of that heavy lifting for you, and clients actually appreciate you taking the time to research about them and learn about them before you reach out to them. And it's doing all of the admin for you as well, because it's updating everything in that CRM for you. If you want to see how this system can book more calls for you as well, then drop AI in the comments and I'll share it with you as well.